the 2045 Global Future Agenda, Humanity in Danger by 2025. This is the initiative planned to take place in 2045, the immortality, a time when humans will become immortal, life extension, that they will not die again, counterfeit immortality that Satan, the devil, is promising them, something that they have lost from the day man chose to disobey God and obey the devil. Now the devil is offering humanity a counterfeit immortality, and they plan that will happen within 2045. But in 2025, what they are going to do is very serious, very, very horrendous and dangerous. What will happen to humanity in 2025? So when you read these scriptures in 2 Corinthians chapter number 2 verse 11, the scripture says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So you see, we should not be ignorant of the plans of the devil to destroy humanity. From the previous part 1, we went deep. I read from their site, from Wikipedia, and the messages they put in their videos. We are continuing, and I'm going to show you many things that these people are going to do. We need to stand firm as believers, as children of God, as humans. We need to stand and prepare for what these men are bringing. They are deceiving us that it is in the betterment of our planet, but no, there's an agenda to destroy humanity. So I'm going to take you straight to their website, and we are going to read everything that they have said, their plan to happen. In a previous message, we read from Wikipedia, the 2045 initiative in Wikipedia, and we played their videos. But in this particular one, we are going to read a letter they wrote to the UN General Secretary in the year 2013. The letter these 2045 initiative planners wrote to the General Secretary of UN, Ban Ki-moon. And we are going to read the letter and then see the future, what they have planned. These men are not joking, and see what is happening in our world today. These men are not joking. They know what they are doing. So let's move on. The 2045 initiative. This is the official website of the 2045 initiative. And as you can see on the right side of the site, you can see Global Future 2045, New York, June 15 to 16, 2013. So as you can see, this is our original site for the 2045 initiative, and we are going to scroll down to a letter written to the UN Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. So as you can see, as we scroll down, you see a post where a letter is being written to the Secretary General. So an open letter to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. So as you can see the letter, so we'll click on it and go inside the letter and see what is inside, what they have written to the UN Secretary General. So as you can see, this is the 2045. As you scroll down, you can see the letter they've written. They've written this letter on the 12th of March 2013. Open letter to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. So when you read the caption, the second caption, an appeal by participants of the Second International Global Future 2045 Congress to United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. This letter was written and delivered to the Secretary General in March 11, 2013. So we are going to scroll down to read what is in the letter. So you can see, Mr. Secretary General, we scientists, public figures, and business leaders from Russia, the USA, the UK, and Canada, as well as participants of the Second International Global Future 2045 Congress, 15th to 16th June 2013, New York, would like to bring to your attention a number of serious issues. The world stands on the threshold of global change. Ecological, political, anthropological, economic, and other crises are intensifying. Wars are waged, resources wasted senselessly, and the planet is being polluted. Society is experiencing a crisis of goals and values, while scientists and technology are providing unprecedented opportunity for advancement. National leaders remain focused on short-term eternal stability without paying sufficient attention to the opportunities for the future of civilization. So, humanity essentially faces this choice: slide into the abyss of global degradation, or find and realize a new model of development, a model capable of changing human consciousness and giving new meaning to life. We believe that to move to a new stage of human evolution, mankind virtually needs a scientific revolution coupled with significant spiritual changes, inseparably linked, supplementing and supporting of each other. The vector of future development provided by technological advancement should assist the evolution of the consciousness of humanity, the individual and society, and be the transition to new humanity. This type of research will be discussed at the Global Future 2045 Congress. Cutting-edge technology will be showcased, many of which have already been developed and improved, but not yet available to the people who need them. Okay, this new strategy should become an alternative to nationally focused ideologies, transforming the inhabitants of our planet into citizens of Earth and bringing nations together, making it the meaning of life for each citizen to serve high ideals and principles and pursue constant self-development. To carry out these important mission, your support is key for us. We invite you to take part in the Congress personally, or send a recorded or written appeal to the participants. We believe that in the near future, the UN General Assembly will gather not to regulate military conflicts, but to recommend that heads of state and leaders of national and transnational organizations take it upon themselves to realize the strategy for the transition to new humanity. So now, these people have written this letter to the UN Secretary General, blaming the global crisis on our life, the current ways of our lives. So they need to make a change. Climate change and all the crises and all these that are happening in our world today, they are blaming the human life, our ways of life. So they need to make a change. So let us listen to them from their own mouth.
The world is on the verge of global change. The speed of data transmission has increased by multiples of millions. The rate of globally significant events and that of discoveries and crises is growing exponentially. Our civilization is like an uncaptained ship sailing on rough seas with neither chart nor compass, all the while moving faster and faster. The time we have to make the right decisions is shorter and shorter. We are facing the choice to fall into a new dark age, into affliction and degradation, or to find a new model for human development and create not simply a new civilization, but a new mankind.
So this is exactly the new world order. So the new world order to save Earth So they have to create a new civilization and a new mankind. Exactly the new world order that we have heard long ago. We knew it to come. So the new world order is new civilization and new humanity. So they have to change the old way of system, change the old way of life, and then change the humans as well on the planet, so that there will be new set of living on our planet in this world. My dear brothers and sisters, this is serious. So that is the great reset that we heard them say. New world, new civilization. Can't you see that they have changed everything in our world today? They have genetically modified our food, crops, everything, animals, now left with the humans. So they have to change the humans and create a new humanity. You heard it from their own mouth. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, it is not joke.
To break the deadlock, the Russia 2045 movement was founded. It is a mega project intended to reach new heights and meanings. We intend to create a new vector for civilization, aimed at constant human development and evolution. 2012 to 2013, the global economic and social crises are exacerbated. The debates on the global paradigm of future development intensifies. New transhumanist movements and parties emerge. Russia 2045 transforms into World 2045. 2013 to 2014, new centers working on cybernetic technologies for the development of radical life extension. The race for immortality starts.
So the race for immortality, the transhumanistic centers working on the life extension project or the immortality project began in the year 2013 to 2014. So these are the leading centers working on the transhumanistic agenda. Neuralink, which have the CEO or led by Elon Musk, and DARPA, and then Batel. These are the people working on this agenda, and they are leading the whole world to achieve this. And let's see how they are working seriously on this thing to happen. And remember, they are blaming everything on climate change, on the population, the climate change and the population. So the population must be reduced so that they will create a new civilization, a new humans. You will see something. Let's move on. Future prospects of 2045 initiative for society. 2015 to 2020. The emergence and widespread use of affordable Android avatars controlled by a brain-to-computer interface coupled with related technologies. Avatar will give people a number of new features: ability to work in dangerous environments, perform rescue operations, travel in extreme situations, etc.
2015 to 2020, the Avatar is created. A robotic human copy controlled by thought via brain-computer interface. It becomes as popular as a car. In Russia and in the world appear, in testing mode, several breakthrough projects. Android robots to replace people in manufacturing tasks. Android robot servants for every home. Thought-controlled avatars to provide telepresence in any place of the world and abolish the need for business trips. Flying cars. Thought-driven mobile communications built into the body or sprayed onto the skin.
Wow. Do you hear the plan, the agenda for 2015 and 2020? That is why I read it from their website straight, and then I play the video as well, so that you will understand what is happening and what is going to happen. So they have program each year and what they must do. So 2015 to 2020, this is the achievement. So 2015 to 2020 achievement. Number one, the avatar, that is a humanoid robot controlled by human thought, created. Number one. Number two, they talk about flying cars. The flying cars. They will make flying cars by the year 2020. Number three, they will build the thought-driven mobile communication, simply that's chip, into the human bodies or brains. You heard it from them. So this agenda has been fulfilled or not. We will see. The avatars will be controlled by human thought via BCI, that is brain to computer interface. Simply put, merging the human brain with the computer, that is the chip in the human brains. So they are planning to merge human brains with computer, with the internet. They will connect you to the internet. This agenda was programmed to happen from 2015 to the year 2020. So first agenda, I repeat it again, they create the humanoid robot. This humanoid robot must be here by 2015 to 2020. Flying cars must be here on our world, on our planet, by 2015 to 2020. They will create thought-driven mobile communications in the human bodies, that is simply put, chip in the human bodies, by 2015 to 2020. And these avatars, that is the humanoid robot, must be controlled by human thought through a system called brain to computer interface. So it means merging the human brains with a computer. This is the agenda that must take place from 2015 to 2020, which they have planned. And let's see whether they are fulfilled or not. So the humanoid robot, that's the avatar, are finally here. Let's watch them.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Robert Thespian.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
This is a humanoid robot, which means it looks, it talks, and it even acts, well, like a human. So does that mean it could take a human's job like mine?
You better believe it. No, I'm only joking, not really.
There's no denying robots and automation are increasingly part of our daily lives. Just look around the grocery store or the highway, or in the case of RoboThespian here, even at the theater.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
The rise of robots has led to some pretty scary warnings about the future of work.
The robots will be able to do everything better than us.
A recent study found up to 670,000 U.S. jobs were lost to robots between 1990 and 2007, and that number is likely to go up. A widely cited study from 2013 found nearly half of all jobs in the U.S. are in danger of being automated over the next 20 years. Occupations that require repetitive and predictable tasks in transportation, logistics, and administrative support were especially high risk. And just think, robots don't need health benefits, vacation, or even sleep for that matter.
You're probably asking yourself, how is this robot talking to me right now?
Did y'all hear about the robot invasion of 2020? I mean, I've been around for a minute, but I feel like last year was on a whole other level. If you're late to the party, hey, I'm Michaela. I'm a 19-year-old robot living in LA making music and, well, I guess just keep watching and catch up. And explored some of the weirder circumstances of who created me and why.
She and I were created by a lab called Kane Intelligence. I was programmed to believe that I was a 19-year-old, half Brazilian, half Spanish girl named Michaela. I was made by some mysterious man named Daniel Kane. I've never met the guy, but I've got to say, he has impeccable taste.
But maybe the most important part about it all was that y'all were with me every step of the way. My fans are my family. So funny, smart, and sweet. They make me feel like I belong. even when I don't. You're in the comments, in the DMs, in the Discord. We're never alone when we're all connecting and hanging out. For 2021 and beyond, we're crossing different parts of our bodies and hoping for the best. She said meditation, even in the airport. Going to be doing the most I can to stay in touch with all of you.
So many of my dreams are centered around finding new ways to connect with people through music, and I feel like once this project comes to life, one of my biggest dreams will have come true. So stay tuned. I can't wait.
About being a robot living in a human's world, and I plan to give it to you.
Don't worry, y'all. I am a robot, but I'm not here to hack your Venmo or leak your private browser history.
Hello, here is your dish. Please take it away from my tray.
Are Samsung's home robots. The smart and dexterous bot Handy can determine what material an object is made of in order to calculate the force required to maneuver it. The robot can pick up laundry, load the dishwasher, set your table, pour wine, and even bring your drinks. Cameras on the robot's head and limbs are responsible for object recognition. For maneuvering and manipulation, only the robotic arm, which can rotate at 3 points, specifically in the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. The arm ends with a universal grip that works with objects of different sizes and shapes. The robot can move around the room on a platform, turn from side to side, and rise to reach higher objects. And for everyday cleaning, introduced the JetBot 90 AI Plus robot. It's a vacuum cleaner that uses LiDAR and 3D sensors to clean close to furniture and children's toys. A recent reality has been a Moley Robotics futuristic robot kitchen project. Not as futuristic as the concept, the robotic kitchen is already quite functional. The system is sold together with furniture and utensils as everything is adapted for optimal robotics work based on proven industrial manipulators. The specially designed gripper can not only use spatulas and ladles, but also, for example, crack eggs, use a blender, or turn on the water. The robot takes ingredients from human-prepared containers, but beyond that, the entire cooking process is fully automated. The robot was trained with the help of a camera recording the cooking process and its verbal description. Breaking down the recipe into simple steps such as stir, flip, salt makes it fairly easy to teach the robot new dishes. This year, Agility Robotics has seriously upgraded its humanoid robot courier Digit, making it completely self-sufficient. All you need to do now is tell the robot the route or the endpoint and it will go where it needs to go, bypassing obstacles along the way. Digit is the world's first commercially available humanoid robot with 2 legs. Currently, the price is unknown, but it's rumored to have 6 figures. The robot can lift weights up to 18 kilograms, gently by bypassing people and interacting with other robots. Digit's main customer today is Ford. The company plans to use the robot for deliveries in conjunction with its unmanned car. The robot uses LiDAR and multiple cameras mounted on its torso to scan its surroundings and quickly detect obstacles. Australia is testing an apple-picking robot. The robot uses a combination of cameras and deep learning algorithms to scan trees and detect fruit, which requires it to process information about the shape, orientation, and the branch location. The robot can grip the apple with a specially designed pneumatic-operated soft grip that does not injure the fruit. The gripper can retrieve more than 85% of all apples on a tree, and the robot itself can identify more than 90% of the apples in its camera field of view at a distance of just over 1 meter. The machine can operate in all light and weather conditions and at speeds of 7 seconds per apple. Construction robots also made their mark this year. There were no such spectacular ones as the HRP-5P, but the Bowbot from Australian startup Princestones also looks good.
Klein Vision Air Car. In late October 2020, Klein Vision released a video of its air car taking a maiden flight. Similar to Aeromobile, the vehicle is a 4-wheel car with only 2 seats, and it does actually fly like an aircraft. There is no instant vertical lift. Aircar needs a runway for takeoff and landing. Before engaging in flight mode, Aircar's tail extends backward a few feet to make room for the wide wings to do their up and over motion in order to fold out. In car mode, the tail pulls back in to make the vehicle much more compact and easier to drive. It's powered by a 1.6-liter six-cylinder engine manufactured by BMW and weighs 2,400 pounds. Per hour in the air. Known as TFX, Terrafugia has fitted it with a hybrid powertrain to propel the wheels on the ground and 2 electric rotors for flying. The vehicle does its takeoff vertically instead of requiring high-speed run before airborne. Maximum speed is around 200 miles per hour, and once airborne, TFX can reach 500 miles of range, which means the 4-seats flying car can take you from Geneva to London in just about 3 hours. Unfortunately, it remains unclear whether Terrafugia will bring the concept to further steps of development. At this point, the TFX is not yet ready for sale.
Wow, the final 2020 achievement. Now, as you can see, all these videos you just watched, everything they planned in 2020, that is what's supposed to happen from 2015 to 2020, the avatars, you saw the robots, you saw the humanoid robot that they can do things like humans, you saw the robots that they are working in homes. They told you that robots that will replace people in workplaces, in companies, in offices, and even in home services. You saw it all. They have made it. They have done it. These robots are here. Thousands of thousands, millions are here taking the job of humans. And they told you that the flying cars will be here by 2020. And really, you saw all these flying cars here 2020 indeed. Now, these robots are controlled through what? Brain to computer interface, connecting the human brains with the computer. Now, what next? The final achievement in 2021, they said they will build the thought-driven mobile communication, that is a chip into the human bodies, so that with a chip the humans can be connected to the machines, to the internet, to everything right now. So the question is, how would they successfully build the thought-driven mobile communication system into the human brains? They have 2 ways, and we are going to go deep into those 2 ways. Number 1, the invasive or surgical procedure, and then number 2, the non-invasive way. So now the invasive or the surgical procedure is where they would do surgery on your head and then put the chip directly into your brain. That is an invasive procedure. And let's see how they are achieving that agenda as well, because they told you that must also take place within 2020. That's part of the 2015 to 2020 agenda. So let's watch and see how they are achieving this.
Neuralink is a technology that can help humans interact with machines using their brains. The company's eventual aim is to further develop brain-computer interfaces to the point where one can be installed in a doctor's office. Let's say you opted in to go in for a Neuralink procedure. What would that look like? Neuralink wants to make the installation of your brain-computer interface painless and quick, as easy as LASIK surgery. The design has changed significantly and now resembles a small coin around 8 millimeters in diameter, which houses electrodes that are about 1/20th the thickness of a strand of hair. To install the Neuralink, a tiny piece of skull is removed and the Neuralink is slotted in to sit flush with the skull. Since this process needs to be extremely precise, the Neuralink team has created a robot specifically for this procedure. The entire process could take less than an hour while you are under partial anesthesia. Installing the device will only leave a tiny scar and include all the sensors one would expect in a smartwatch. Once installed, the device will be able to send and receive electrical signals through your brain and use these to control machines. In its early stages, it could allow control of basic devices like a computer and other smart devices. But how? Your brain sends information to different parts of your body using neurons. Neurons in your brain connect with each other to form a network and communicate using chemical signals called neurotransmitters. This reaction generates an electric field. By placing electrodes nearby, you can record these reactions. The electrodes translate these signals into an algorithm that a computer can read. Down the road, Elon Musk claims that the device could be used to operate robots, cure paralysis, treat mental illness, to stream music directly into the wearer's brain, and extend the range of hearing beyond normal frequencies. You would be able to download skills into your brain. You could even possibly summon your Tesla telepathically. In 2020, Neuralink demonstrated the device installation in a pig. The wildly anticipated demo showed that a living animal can function normally after having one implanted and then removed. Musk has announced that Neuralink received breakthrough device designation from the FDA in July 2020. This is a major step towards eventually mass-producing Neuralink devices. Who knows? Maybe Neuralink will allow us to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence. Would you get a Neuralink implant?
That's a question for you. Will you get the implant? So this is typically the mark of the beast. Then we come to DARPA, because I show you 3. These centers are 3. Neuralink, led by Elon Musk, and then DARPA, and then the Battelle. So you see, in 2020, Neuralink got approval from the FDA. So the plan, the robots are ready. Everything was ready. Everything that will be used to put a chip into your head is ready. Without a mark, no one can buy, no one can sell. They are connecting you to the world system, to the global system, to the economic system, that without which you cannot buy, you cannot sell. That is it. That's what they plan. So the DARPA, let's see their also achievement and the next plan they have in order to fulfill this agenda. Remember, this is called the invasive procedure or surgical procedure, that they have to make surgery and then put the chip into your head direct. Let's move on. Let's watch DARPA.
I'm Justin Sanchez, Director of DARPA's Biological Technologies Office. Today, I'm really excited to share with you new results on how we are working to directly interface machines with the human brain. A DARPA-funded research team led by the University of Pittsburgh has demonstrated for the first time ever in humans the experience of the sensation of touch through a robotic prosthetic arm connected directly to the brain. The volunteer, whose name is Nathan, underwent a surgery to have 2 microelectrode arrays placed in his sensory cortex. This is the region of the brain responsible for identifying tactile sensations such as pressure. Those electrodes were then connected by wires to a robotic hand and arm fitted with tactile sensors in its fingers.
Index, ring,
What you're seeing as the trials take place is that as the researcher applies light pressure to the robotic fingers, those physical sensations are converted into electrical signals that are fed directly back into Nathan's brain. Through this brain-machine interface, electrical signals are delivered as precise stimulation that his brain interprets as though his own fingers are being touched.
Index, ring.
Despite being blindfolded, Nathan can identify with nearly 100% accuracy
pinky,
which fingers on the robotic hand are being touched.
20 out of 20.
What does this mean for the future of neurotechnology? DARPA has previously shown that a brain interface can be used to direct the movements of a robotic arm.
In the early 2000s, neuroscientists like myself didn't even know if it was possible to read out, let's say, 100 neurons of activity in real time from an awake-behaving individual. So we started in animal subjects. We said, okay, let's try these sensors out. Can we read out the signals in real time? And can we do something simple like control a robotic arm? And we showed that we could actually do that, just having the animal think about it. And once we proved out that technology in 2005, we said, okay, we're ready to go to humans. Can we place the same technology in the human brain and restore the ability to move and even sense after you've been injured? And I'm going to show you a couple examples of this. Yes, we could do that. You can actually see on the upper right side of the screen there's a little plug that's coming out of his head. That's where those arrays are connected to. And the wires send the signals from his brain actually to that bank of a rack of computers in the middle of the screen, process all of his neural activity in real time, and actually send that activity to that robotic arm. We also developed the robotic arm, and he met President Obama, was able to think about moving the robotic arm, and shook the president's hand. Okay. Now, the other part of this story is that robotic arm also had sensors in the fingertips. So when the president placed his hand on the robotic hand, the force transducers took that information and did the reverse. Went back through the computers, went back through the wire, back into Nathan's head, and he could actually feel the president's hand on the robotic hand. It was truly a remarkable moment. Okay, so that's what Nathan can do. Let me show you a video of something else that Nathan can do. All right? So this is Nathan taking these cones, and he's kind of building this structure. He's doing all of this just by thinking about it. You can see he's not moving his own arms. He's just producing the neural signals directly from his brain and stacking those cones. Right? So think of this, right? You're a paralyzed person being able to interact with the world in this way. It can really be transformative for you, right? You have a new way to project yourself onto the world.
So, you could see the evasive procedure by putting the chip direct into your head, into your brain. This is what they call the brain-to-computer interface system. Imagine the humans with the computer. Imagine the human brains with the internet, the cloud, so that with your thoughts alone, you can control all the gadgets around you. With your thoughts alone, you can control the TV, you can control your phone, you can control the computer and the robot and everything that they use, every robotic object. With your thoughts alone. That is why you could see the guy is controlling the robotic hand without he himself moving his organic hand, but with the thought, with a chip inside his brain, with a thought, he can control the robotic hand. This is what they are doing, and this is what they want. You could see this is achievement in 2015 to 2020. This is achievement, but they have seen that or realized that this method, this procedure is costly and time consuming, time wasting. So they need a different way that can make it so easy to be achieved in 2020. They need a different way. So what is the next way? That is the second procedure, or the non-invasive procedure. That is number 2, the non-invasive or non-surgical procedure, that they will not make any surgery They will not use any robot to do any surgery on your head to put the chip into you. So what is the way? What is the way to do that? Through injection. Listen carefully. Through injection. They will inject the technology into your bloodstream, and then your blood will carry it into the targeted area in your brain. Hear it from their mouth. The second procedure, non-invasive or non-surgical procedure. Watch.
But recent studies and trials by the company Battelle, which is a non-profit organization working under the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency of the United States, have shown that it's not necessary to put wires into your brains to accomplish these functions, and potentially even more than that. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, also called DARPA, started the DARPA N3 program a few years ago, which aims to develop non-invasive clinical procedures to connect your brain with a computer and accomplish all the functions Neuralink aims to do invasively in a non-invasive manner. There are several different companies, universities and organizations currently developing technology under the N3 program to bring about a non-invasive brain-computer interface, but Battelle seems to have the edge with their new revolutionary procedure. Battelle works on the Brainstorms project, where instead of using wires, they use magnetoelectric nanotransducers. Thousands of those can fit across the width of a human hair, which make them perfect to send them across your bloodstream via a simple injection that then travel through your circulatory system and are then guided with a magnet to the targeted area of the brain. The most obvious advantage this procedure has is that it is much less dangerous and time-consuming than the hour-long surgery that is required to implant a Neuralink chip into your head, even if it's done by the Neuralink robot that has to be careful not to puncture any of your vital veins of your brain while implanting the wires. Scalability would also be a huge pro, as doctors all around the world would be able to inject those nanoparticles, since there's no huge barrier of entry of needing to be a neurosurgeon and needing to have a giant costly robot in your operation room. There's not even an operation room required. That's how scalable this procedure by Battelle is.
So did you hear that? Instead of putting the wires into your head direct, they will do what? Inject the technology called magnetoelectric nanotransducers by simple injection. By simple injection, your bloodstream will carry that technology into the targeted area in your brain. This project is called the Brainstorms project. Brainstorm project under N3 project. So my brother, think about these injections going on all over the world right now, and connect the dots. Think about it. These injectables that people are receiving into their bodies. Think about it. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying think about it. Because they said instead of invasive procedure by doing surgery, surgically putting the chip into your head, they will now do it through simple injection. Doctors all over the world can just inject this technology into your arm, and after injection, magnets in your bloodstream will guide the technology straight into the targeted area in your brain, and this is very perfect. So no operation room needed, no gigantic robot to do the operation needed, no high scale technology needed. Doctors all around the world can simply inject this technology into you. You've heard it from their mouth. Think about the injection. Remember the timeline. They said 2015 to 2020. This is the final achievement of the 2015 to 2020 future prospect of the Global Future Initiative, 2045 initiative. So do not be confused and think deep. The plan, what they have planned. So I'm not saying anything, but I say think. Think deeply.
In fact, due to the huge amount of particles that would reside in your brain after the injection, the amount of data from a vast size of your brain would be much higher than the data you would get from a Neuralink device, which can in its standard configuration only cover a relatively small patch in your brain. But those nanoparticles traveling through the bloodstream pose no threat to your brain and thus are perfect for it.
This is so. I will take you straight to the Battelle. This is their website. And I'm going to read it for you. I play the video for you. I just want to show you the fact that the fact don't lie. They just said it. I just played a video for you telling you that the amount of particles or data that will reside in your brain will be much higher, better, larger than the chip that will be put into your head direct. So it means that evasive procedure will not be so effective than the non-evasive. Meaning the non-evasive procedure will put much cheap data into your head than the evasive procedure. You heard it direct. How many doses have been given? Think deep and you understand. Let's go to the Battelle official website. Let's hear from them. The official website of Battelle. Battelle Neuro Team advances to phase 2 of DARPA N3 program. A Battelle team of researchers has received funding to continue work on the second of a 3-phase Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency DARPA program called Next Generation Non-Surgical Neurotechnology N3. That is the N3 program. Battelle and its project partners from Cellular Nanomed Incorporation, the University of Miami, Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, Carnegie Mellon University, and the Air Force Research Laboratory are working on an interface called Brainstorm, into bracket, Brainstorm, to transmit or receive magnetoelectric signals. It employs magnetoelectric nanotransducers that is meant localized in neural tissue for BCI, brain-computer interface applications. One of the key magnetoelectric nanotransducer attributes are their incredibly small size. Thousands of magnetoelectric nanotransducers can fit across the width of a human hair. The magnetoelectric nanotransducers are first injected into the circulatory system and then guided with a magnet to the targeted area of the brain. Our current data suggests that we can non-surgically introduce magnetoelectric nanotransducers into the brain for subsequent bidirectional neural interfacing, said Patrick Ganza, a Battelle researcher and a principal investigator on the project. Wow, did you hear that? 2020 plan fully achieved. Today, this technology is being injected into the world population, all in the name of pandemic. Did you hear that? So it is a simple injection, then this technology will go straight into your head, to your brain. So you receive the malware in your right hand, in your hand, and then in your forehead. So they inject you in your hand, it carries into your brain. Did you hear that? So think deep, my people. Think deep and understand what we are, where we are in our world today. Think deep, oh. Think deep. Think very deep. Put on your thinking cap, connect the dots, and see something. They have planned that this achievement must happen in 2020, 2015 to 2020. All that they said, the avatars, that's the humanoid robot, the flying cars, they are all here. The controlling the robots, they have done all, left with the thought-driven mobile communication. That's a chip to be planted into the bodies of the humans. And they are also finally here. That is the injections going on all over. Why did this crisis begin in 2020? Why? And these injectables started or pop up in 2020 into 2021, and it is ongoing. Think and you understand what is being put into the people. They know that the injections going on is not a medicine. That is why they are telling you this now. After taking it, let's listen to what they just say. After taking
a vaccine on its own will not end the pandemic. Surveillance will need to continue. People will still need to be tested, isolated, and cared for. Contacts will still need to be traced and quarantined. Communities will still need to be engaged. I want to be straight with you. There will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future. I repeat, there will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future.
So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal, in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
So, why? The question is, why? This jab is the passport into their new world order. Are you surprised that they are telling you that the seal or the jab cannot end the pandemic? Are you surprised that they are saying that we are not going back to the old normal again, old world again? What is new? Why now? Are we not the same people? Is it not the same planet? So why? They know what they have put into you. They know what they have injected into you, that you are not the human being that came from 2018 and 2019 again. You are not that type of human being again. If you receive this thing into your body, you are not. Because they told you new civilization and new mankind. So new mankind are the people connected to the internet. Those are the people, brain to computer interface people. They are the people linked and connected to the internet, which was supposed to happen, planned and to happen between 2015 to 2020, and it is happening right now. So don't think they don't know what they are doing. They know. Receiving this jab into your body, you have received their technology that will link you to the internet, and you will not be the normal human you used to be again. Whoever received it will never, whoever refused it will never have access into their new world system. That is why they call the proof passport exactly the mark of the beast. This is it. Without it, you cannot be part of their new world system, because it's a new way of life now. Therefore, new humans connected to the internet must be in this new system. So let's hear from their mouth.
Iceland has become the first European country to issue COVID-19 vaccination certificates. The document allows vaccinated people to travel freely within the country. International travelers who arrive in Iceland don't have to spend time in quarantine if they can produce a similar document confirming they've been inoculated. Several other European countries are also preparing their own so-called vaccination passports. The WHO is working on a vaccine certification program that could be rolled out globally.
To ease travel between countries, the World Health Organization is now considering introducing electronic vaccination certificates. Such a certificate would make it possible to identify and monitor people who have been vaccinated.
Wow! It to identify and monitor those who have received the jab. Did you hear that? So you have no more privacy, no freedom. It's electronic passport. Electronic certificate of vaccination identity digitally to identify you and to monitor you. What at all is inside that, through that you can be identified and monitored. Remember, magneto-electric nanotransducers injected into the bodies. That is why they have told you that the jab will not end the pandemic. Even after you have taken the jab, still follow the protocols. Still put on the mask, still do all the necessary protocols, because they know what they have put into you is not a medicine. They know what they put in the people. Be wise. Be wise. Let's continue.
So today I announce a new approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key, you can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life.
Overseas immunisation rates have soared after vaccine passports were introduced. In France, a health pass allows those fully vaccinated or those who have tested negative in the past 48 hours to enter restaurants, trains, planes and some other public venues. Jabs have also been mandated for all health workers. In the week after the announcement, 4 million people booked in a dose. While in Italy, a green pass has been established, meaning only those who've had at least one jab or negative test in the previous 48 hours are able to dine indoors or enter crowded venues such as theatres, stadiums, cinemas, gyms or museums. As a result, vaccination bookings surged by 15 to 200% across the country. Let's bring in Strategic Health Policy Consultant, Professor Bill Botel in Sydney. Professor, good morning.
Good morning.
We've seen the model introduced successfully overseas. A vaccine passport's the cure for this jab hesitancy here.
Yeah, well, of course it is. That is the new world that's coming. I don't think you'll be able to get on a plane out of Australia next year unless you can show that you're vaccinated. And certainly there'll be many countries that won't allow entry unless you're fully vaccinated or prepared to have a test. So all of that means that we all have to be vaccinated. I just noticed a few hours ago that on Broadway, which is opening up soon, the Broadway theatre owners have said that everybody who attends a Broadway show will have to be vaccinated, no questions asked. So that's what's going to happen, and we're going to have to get used to that new world.
We are proud to present to you today iPhone 13. This phone has everything. You can make phone calls. There is a camera. And best of all, the phone will only unlock if you show your vaccination card. Are you vaccinated? Yes? Then you can unlock the joys of iPhone 13. No? Then go find yourself a rotary phone and a Polaroid camera, you filthy mutant. You have never experienced a phone this advanced. It has a calculator with both addition and, coming in an update early next year, subtraction. But best of all, it will call the police if it even begins to suspect that you are not vaccinated. Watch this. Hey Siri, what's the capital of Wyoming?
Are you vaccinated?
But why do you need to know that? I just want to know what the capital of Wyoming is.
Sensing vaccine hesitancy. Calling the authorities.
But wait, Siri. I'm vaccinated.
The capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne.
iPhone 13 truly has everything. Apps, a camera. I did already mention that, but a camera. But there's one more thing. When you hold iPhone 13, it will secretly administer a dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine straight into your hand without your knowledge or consent. Oops, did I just say that out loud? I don't care, because I'm a billionaire, and we're Apple, and resistance is futile. What are you gonna do? Not buy an iPhone? Give me a break. So here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the vaccinated, the rebels, the vaccinated, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, and the vaccinated. To those who think differently, except those who think they don't need to get vaccinated, we are Apple, and you will get vaccinated.
So, finally, you had all, with all the pass, with all the seal, you cannot be part of them. You cannot use anything in this world. This was all planned long ago from 2011 in Russia, where they went to have their meeting to plan for Russia 2045 or Global Future 2045 initiative. This was all planned, a goal, planned and calculated that this must happen in 2020. And you think the crisis that we are facing today is just natural, it's just happening because it's supposed to happen? Never be deceived. Do not be deceived. It is a well calculated and planned. That's what is happening right now. Because you don't know. You don't know. That is why you think it is a natural occurrence. It is not. They made it up to achieve this agenda. Non-invasive procedure to inject the magnetoelectric nanotransducers into the human brain, to change the DNAs of the humans into the beast DNA. That is what is happening. Exactly the final prophecy. Now, do you doubt it? The WHO digital certification, vaccination certificate passport is finally here. This is it. You can check from the Google and you see everything. It is there. So, my brother, that's where we are. What next? From now to 2025, what is going to happen now? Next, from now to 2025, let's listen. From 2020 to 2025, creation of an autonomous life support system for the human brain linked to a robot avatar will save people whose body is completely worn out or irreversibly damaged. Any patient with an intact brain will be able to return to a fully functioning bodily life. Fully functioning bodily life. Such technologies will greatly enlarge the possibility of hybrid bioelectronic devices, thus creating a new IT revolution, and will make all kinds of superimpositions of electronic and biological system possibly.
2020 to 2025, an autonomous system providing life support for the brain and allowing it interaction with the environment is created. The brain is transplanted into an Avatar B. With Avatar B, man receives new, expanded life. 2025, the new generation of avatars provides complete transmission of sensations from all 5 sensory robot organs to the operator.
Whose brains are going to be put into those avatars? So now by 2025, they will create a system that is an independent system that will give life to the brain even without the human being. So even if you are dead, your brain will still be alive, and they will harvest the brain, and that autonomous life system will be able to make the brain to interact with the society, and they will put the brain into the avatar, that is a robot, and the robot will function like a human with the 5 sense organs intact. What? So whose brains are they going to harvest and put into those robots? My brother, my sister, the robots are here. You saw the robot by 2020. The robots are here. Now, they have injected these technologies into the people by 2020 going. These chips are going to be planted into the targeted area of the brains of the humans. And through the chips, they can create those life support systems independently. So even as you are walking, your brain alone can be secured, having life to function and be alive. Even if you, the human, you are dead. It's what these people have done. It's what they have done. That your brain can be alive and functioning even if you are dead. How are they going to do that? Because we know that when a human being is died, every organ in the body is dead. So if you are dead right now, your brain is dead, your heart is dead, everything in you is dead. So they can't use it. So they need the brain to be alive before you should die. See, listen carefully. They need the brain alive before you will die. So that even if you die, the brain will still be functioning or still be alive and functioning. And then they will harvest the brain and put it into the computer or the robot. And the robot will function like a human being, like you. So, how are they going to do that? And they said by 2020 to 2025, this must happen. This should happen. Really? Do you know something? So think about the thing inside you. If you have received this job, think about it carefully. What it do to you from now to 2025. So from now to 2025, people are going to die in many mysteriously. But even after they are dead, their brains, because of the technology inside their brains, the brains will still be functioning and be alive. And then the brains will be harvested and put into the avatar that was created, that are here even in this 2020. My brother, my sister. My brother, my sister. So by 2025, the new generation of avatar begins. Human brains merge with the robots. Listen carefully. By 2020, so that is why the program under DARPA is named N3 program, meaning New Generation Non-Surgical Neurotechnology. So it means the new generation are the people that will be non-surgically have the chip implanted in their head. Hey, serious. These are the new generation. This is the new mankind they want to create. And this is the beginning of the creation of the new mankind, the new humanity that will live in the new civilization that I just told you, planned long ago from 2011 in Russia. So what they are doing right now is long ago planned, way back planned, and they are fulfilling it right now. They are not missing words. These men are not missing words. So are you part of the next generation? Are you part of the new generation? Or because if you don't receive the mark, their identity, this system, you can never have the passport into the new generation or the new civilization. So are you part of the new generation people or the next generation people? The next generation or the new generation, the people that have the implants in their head, the chip in their head through non-surgical means, injection, the injection of the mark, the injection into the arm, and it is guided directly into the brains, receiving the mark in the right hand or in the hand or in the forehead. Injection is taking place in your hand, and then the chip is taken by the magnet in your blood to your forehead, your brain. Be careful. Think deep. My people, share this message to your people, to your loved ones, to your fellows. Let them watch to the end and understand. AI, artificial intelligence, will destroy humanity. Elon Musk said that. Listen to Elon Musk. He said artificial intelligence will destroy humanity. Listen.
If AI has a goal and humanity just happens to be in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course, without even thinking about it. No hard feelings. It's just like if we're building a road and an anthill happens to be in the way, we don't hate ants. We're just building a road. And so goodbye anthill.
Did you hear that? How long for that to happen according to Elon Musk? Meaning AI have a goal, the robots have a goal to live on this planet. But humans here, we are a hindrance, a stumbling block to them. Therefore, AI should destroy humanity without thinking of it. It's like we are building a road and anthill happens to be in the way, demarcated area. We don't hate ants, we are just building a road. So anthill will destroy you. So humans, we are here. AI is building a road. AI have a goal. Humans, as many as we are on the planet, we are standing in the way of AI. So they have to destroy us, kill us, harvest our brains, put them in the artificial intelligence, the robots function. This is where we are, people of God. This is where we are. How long will this happen? Elon Musk said this by 2020. How long will this take place? Listen.
A lot of scientists believe it will happen in our lifetimes, Elon Musk being one of them.
We have 5 years. I think digital superintelligence will happen in my lifetime. 100%.
So, we have 5 years for this to happen. Did you hear that? So by 2025, like they planned in the 2045 initiative, that by 2025, the avatar will be here, having human brains in them, the robot. Meaning, for them to get the brains, they need to kill humans, as many as they can, so that they put the chip into the human brains. Have you heard of the Georgia Guidestone before this? Have you heard of the Georgia Guidestone? What is the Georgia Guidestone? What they have written on the Georgia Guidestone, the reason why they created this Georgia Guidestone, so that through this, they will kill the people. Look at what they've written on it. Humans should maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Why? How many they want to kill? How many humans they will kill so that they can achieve their goal? Because they don't need the humans, they need the brains. Because the robots are here to take over. This is what the Bible calls the Great Tribulation. How many humans are on this planet? And if only 500 million should be remain, then how many are going to die? How many are going to die? That's what the Bible says. It's a great tribulation. If the days are not cut short, as the Lord Jesus said, no flesh be saved. This is what is coming. This is the next agenda, next strategy coming against humanity. 2025, humanity. Oh Jesus, if our Lord Jesus didn't show up by 2025, humanity will be destroyed by these evil people. These men are evil. These men are evil. It's what the Bible says. The great tribulation is going to happen. How long? They said by 2025. They will reduce the humans to just 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Why? Their robots are here to take over the planet. Because they need to kill the humans and harvest their brains and put them into the robot's brain. Because this technology that is in you, that people have received, this injection has put the chip into some of them, their brains. Believer, you see? Will you doubt? No doubt. No doubt. This is where we are now. So, let's finish it by 2025 to 2030. From 2030 to 2035, creation of a computer model of the brain and human consciousness, with the subsequent development of means to transfer individuals' consciousness onto an artificial carrier. This development will profoundly change the world. It will not only give everyone the possibility of cybernetic immortality, but will also create a friendly artificial intelligence, expand human capabilities, and provide opportunities for ordinary people to restore or modify their own brain multiple times. The final results at this stage can be a real revolution in the understanding of human nature that will completely change the human and technical prospect for humanity.
2030 to 2035, ReBrain, the colossal project of brain reverse engineering, is implemented. World science comes very close to understanding the principles of consciousness. 2035, the first successful attempt to transfer one's personality to an alternative carrier. The epoch of cybernetic immortality begins.
So now, by 2030 to 2035, the brain that they have harvested from the humans, that they have put into the robots, they will now create a computer model. They will make the brain in the computer a computer model now, and then they will transfer the person's personality into the computer or the robot. So it means the carrier of that particular brain, the person's that brain is in that robot, his personality will not be transferred. And your personality is your memory, it's your brain. So they are not lying. If they say that, they are not lying. And that's what they are going to do. So now, remember and be careful. If you have not received this injection, then be very careful and abstain from it, because it is not a medicine. You heard it from them. It will not save you. It will not protect you. They know what is inside and what it is doing to your body. They know. Be very careful. It is well planned and calculated. So now move on to 2045 to 2050. 2045. This is the time when substance independent mind will receive new bodies with capacities far exceeding those of ordinary humans. A new era for humanity will arrive. Changes will occur in all spheres of human activity: energy, generation, transportation, politics, medicine, ecology, sciences, and so on. Today, it is hard to imagine future when bodies consisting of nanorobots will become affordable and capable for taking any form. It is also hard to imagine body holograms featuring controlled matter. One thing is clear, however: humanity, for the first time in its history, would make a fully managed evolutionary transition and eventually become a new species. Moreover, prerequisites for a large-scale expansion into outer space will be created as well.
2040 to 2050, bodies made of nanorobots that can take any shape arise alongside hologram bodies. 2045 to 2050, drastic changes in social structure and in scientific and technological development. All the prerequisites for space expansion are established. For the man of the future, war and violence are unacceptable. The main priority of his development is spiritual self-improvement. A new era dawns. The era of neo-humanity.
So, did you see that? The final goal. Look at these creatures. Humans can now transform into these creatures, these demonic creatures. Can't you see that these are demons? Look at the creatures transforming bodies into this. Is this what God created? So is God coming to meet such creatures as his people? So Jesus Christ our Lord coming to rapture his people? Is he coming to rapture these creatures? These demonic creatures? My question, will you want to be part of a world like this? As a human being created by God in his image and likeness, will you want to be part of a world like this? If you want to be part of this wicked and evil, perverse world, then go in for the injectables. Go and receive the injection, the mark of the beast, the DNA of the beast, the character of the beast, Satan's identity, Satan's image and likeness, like you just saw. Go in for it. But if you don't want to be part of this wicked, evil, perverse, corrupt world, then abstain from the injection, from the mark, from the DNA of the beast. And God will bless you. This is where we are. Share this message to inform others. Share it to let others know. And God bless you. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.